Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today is part 2 of my look at my Obi-Wan Kenobi collection. And what we're going to cover today is all the figures that I have from the time period of episode 1 when Obi-Wan Kenobi was an apprentice to Qui-Gon Jinn. So most of these depict how he appeared in episode 1, but there are some other versions here that are sort of what you would call expanded universe, where things were happening supposedly off screen or maybe before the events of episode 1. So I have some action figures that are depicting Obi-Wan and those characteristics. But we'll start over here with the first one that was released. This was, I believe, the very first episode 1 action figure of Obi-Wan Kenobi that was released. And so this one is called Jedi Duel. And I think it looks really cool. On the back of the package, you can see some of the other characters that were released in that first wave. And these all came with this Comtech chip, which if you had the Comtech reader, it allowed this to speak lines of dialogue from the movie. So that was kind of a cool little gimmick. So each one of these had this chip, and it also doubled as an action figure stand because it had a little plug that would plug into the bottom of the foot of the character. So that was pretty cool, and I can show you a loose example of this figure as well, so you can see what that looks like. And this one had some extra posability as well, because you had a pivot point at the elbow and also at the wrist, so you could actually pose it in such a way where Obi-Wan Kenobi could hold the lightsaber with both of his hands. So that's pretty cool, and overall, really enjoyed this figure. And then as time progressed, they released more versions of Obi-Wan. So I believe the second version that they released, and you can see it says new on here. So this was called Obi-Wan Kenobi Naboo. And the major difference here is he comes with the cloak on over top of his regular outfit. And he also comes with the empty lightsaber hilt in addition to the ignited lightsaber. So again, comes with a Comtech chip. And on the back, you can see even more pictures of multiple characters here on the back. So as the line was sort of expanding, they would include pictures of either different characters or more characters. So, and they had little kind of check boxes next to them, so a person who was collecting these could kind of check them off as they got each figure. And again, it lists the various lines spoken by the Comtech reader for this figure. And I can show you a loose example of that one as well. So here we have what he looks like with the cloak on. So I think that looks really cool. I do like this version. And as you can see, he has the empty lightsaber hilt, which will click onto his belt. So that's really cool. Again, the head sculpts on these aren't fantastic. I don't know as they really look that much like Ewan McGregor, but it was passable at the time period. You know, it looked enough like him that it sort of would be okay. Sculpting details on these aren't too overly elaborate, but it was sufficient for the time period. And again, this one has swivel here at the elbow and also a swivel at the wrist, which allows you to give multiple positions for holding a lightsaber. So that was a nice feature of this one. And then even later on, they released another version of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So you have this version. This one's called Jedi Knight. And this one features some cloth goods too. So you can see the front of his outfit is actually made out of cloth, which presumably allows this figure to sit down. And you'll notice also his Jedi braid is also made out of a soft material. So that's kind of interesting too. And he comes with a communication device as well. Again, comes with a Comtech chip. And then on the back of the package, you can see some of the other figures released around this time period. So the line kept progressing, and I also have, they released a version of Obi-Wan and Darth Maul in a double pack. So, and up until recently, I had this mint-in package, but I noticed all the little rubber bands that were fastening the figures inside of the package had degraded to the point where they were just loose, kind of floating around in there. So I'm like, well, there's no point in calling this mint-in package anymore because it's clearly not. So it's kind of sort of falling apart. So I decided to go ahead and open this up and to take the figures out of it. And you can see on the back of the package, there were some other deluxe figures sold. So you can see Assault Cannon with Jar Jar Binks. There's a Scout Tank with a Battle Droid here. Again, more pictures of figures here. So, and I'll show you what the figures look like now that I have them out of the package. So you can see the Obi-Wan Kenobi that comes with this has a little button on the back. So you can actually push that button and he does this lightsaber swinging action. Again, I'm not crazy about the head sculpt on this. He sort of has this look on his face. Almost looks like he's smiling. I guess it's intended to be him gritting his teeth, but it doesn't really come across that well. And again, really doesn't look very much like Ewan McGregor. But I do like the action on this, and it is cool because he is actually holding Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber, which is the one he uses to, cut in half Darth Maul. And a Darth Maul figure that came with this actually splits in two. It's actually held together with a magnet in the middle, so that's kind of a cool feature. And Darth Maul has that sort of surprised look on his face, so that's kind of interesting. And then there was one other figure that I had towards the end of the line of Episode 1 action figures. They released some of these sort of deluxe sets that had mini vehicles with them. So this one was Obi-Wan Kenobi with this Gungan Scout Sub. And the sub just has one feature on it where if you pull back on this, these sort of jaws kind of clamp together. So that's kind of a cool feature. The figure itself is kind of underwhelming, but I do like the fact that they included a version with his little breathing unit, which is featured in the movie, even though this particular Scout Sub does not appear in the movie. There is no scenario where Obi-Wan Kenobi is riding around underneath a sub like this. So I'd characterize this as sort of an expanded universe item, but I do enjoy having it in my collection because it is quite unique. And then as the Episode 1 line was coming to an end, and also the Power of the Force line of toys was also coming to an end, Hasbro decided to change over their entire line of Star Wars stuff to what they called Power of the Jedi. So I have 3 figures from that particular line that depict Obi-Wan Kenobi from his prequel era appearance. And so this one is called just Jedi, and this one comes packed in with Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber and also just a one-piece cloak that goes over the entire figure. So that's pretty interesting. And you can see, so this was a combined line of toys that had stuff not only from Episode 1, but also from the original trilogy as well. So that was kind of a cool thing. So a pretty extensive line of toys, and pretty interesting because you got characters like Porkins, and also a Dagobah version of the ghostly version of Darth Vader. So a pretty interesting line of toys. And I have 2 others from this line of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So they did sort of an expanded universe version of him in sort of winter gear. And I didn't keep the packaging from this particular one, but I found it interesting because you'll notice he doesn't have his Jedi braid in this version. So I'm wondering if this was sort of an adventure that had occurred a point in time where Obi-Wan got his braid sort of chopped off after he sort of became no longer a Padawan. I'm not really too sure of the details of this, but I do like the outfit. I think it looks really cool, kind of reminiscent of the way the Rebels appear on Hoth. So that's kind of a cool thing. And then there's one other version of Obi-Wan from the Power of the Jedi line that I have, and this is Jedi training gear. And this is kind of interesting. It comes with sort of like this hood, which presumably, mimics the sort of blast shield helmet that Luke wears in the original film when he's training with a lightsaber, sort of to hide his vision so he can use his inner eyesight to see through the Force and locate like the training remote. And again, pictures of a lot more characters on the back. You can see they did sort of an expanded universe version of Qui-Gon Jinn in Jedi armor, which I think is really cool. I do have this one in my collection, so that'll be on the channel at some point. And also Darth Maul as a Sith apprentice. So again, I have that one, so that'll appear on my channel at some point in the future. And these figures had this Force file card, which had information about the particular character and sort of these vital statistics as well. So you could collect those cards and sort of had information about the particular characters. You can see the date on this is 2000 Hasbro. So that's all I have in terms of the Episode 1 time period versions of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I will be doing a video where I cover the action figures that I have of him from Episodes 2 and 3. So stay tuned to the channel for that video. That should be coming fairly soon. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And until next time, I hope you're having a great day, and may the Force be with you. Thanks for watching.